Nova, the word that actually means a star that shines brightly. Well, I can't tell you about the stars in the Milky Way. What I can tell you is the journey of my life with the star, the new Huawei Nova 3. Just like its literal meaning, the Nova 3 literally is one among millions in this very unique and subtle way. Let's take a look at how the Nova 3 holds up among the millions of stars out there. Hello there, this is Abhijit Shrestha from E-Nepsters, and this is our full review of the all-new Huawei Nova 3. Starting off with the build and design, this is the part where the Nova 3 really shines. The FHD Plus IPS LCD display with a resolution of 2340 by 1080 pixel when spread across a 6.3-inch 19:5:9 aspect ratio display that provides it with the premium 2018 look is as sharp and crisp as it gets at the pixel density of 409 ppi, and the 3D curved glass at the back makes it feel premium in hand. There's an aluminium frame holding both the pieces of glass together in place. With the awesome color options from Huawei, the back is what makes this device stand out easily among the crowd. For those of you who want their phones to look unique but in a good way, the Irish purple color variant of the phone is what you might be looking for. If you had been using a Nova 2i, the chances of you being a Nova user yourself are pretty high. Going by the sales figures it was able to raise on the Nepali market. Stats and history apart, the Nova 2i was known for the quad camera setup, and you'll be glad to know that this very setup has made its way to the Nova 3. With the dual front cameras and the dual rear cameras that don't look too obnoxious, this baby is truly a beauty. And if you are a music lover just like me, there's another really rare feature in this phone which a lot of phones tend to omit these days, the 3.5mm headphone jack. Thanks for keeping it alive, Huawei. Talking about 2018, everything about this phone is pretty much of the 2018 standard, with the USB Type-C being in the future. You can say that this device is future-proof. Astonished by the hardware, let's talk about the software now. The Huawei Nova 3 runs on the EMUI 8.2, which is Huawei's custom skin built on top of Android 8.1 Oreo. Within our review period, the UI felt quite responsive, handling every single task like a champ. Everything from opening up apps to the nifty little gestures and features that the EMUI packs makes this phone fast and snappy. At the initial setup, you don't find an app drawer, but you don't have to run into downloading another launcher, as Huawei has built this feature into the UI where you can choose between the clustered home screen and the neat looking app menu. If you don't like the look of the EMUI, you can also choose a theme of your own liking from the built-in theme store, which will even change the way certain icons look. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's move on to the cameras. Initially, the Nova 2i was all about the quad camera setup, and all thanks to that, the Nova 3 packs a similar quad camera setup that never failed to impress. Unlike the Nova 2i, which was marketed as a camera-centric phone, the Nova 3 silently steals the show with the new and improved optics and improved AI capabilities. For the pixel junkies, the new Huawei Nova 3 boasts dual cameras at the back, with the primary being a 16-megapixel RGB sensor and the secondary being a 24-megapixel monochrome sensor that also calculates depth information alongside the dual front-facing cameras, with the primary sensor being a 24-megapixel shooter and a dedicated secondary 2-megapixel depth sensor. Mixing the specs with the spices of Huawei's AI capabilities, this baby can pull out some amazing shots. Plus there's Qmoji, Huawei's version of Animoji. This doesn't make much of a difference, but hey, it's there in case you want something to play around with. Talking about images, let's talk about the portrait shots. The edge detection is top-notch, the pictures pack in a lot of detail with the support of portrait lighting. The dedicated 24-megapixel monochrome sensor ensures some great-looking monochrome images with a lot of details. There's an aperture mode which lets you adjust the amount of blur you want in your photos, which goes all the way up to f/0.95. For the selfie enthusiasts in you, there's also support for portrait selfies. Under every scenario, the camera never fails to deliver except in some low-light shots. The AI helps to some extent, but the lack of OIS makes it a bit harder. Sadly though, despite the great images of the Nova 3, it loses its crown on the video front. The device can shoot UHD or 4K videos at 30 frames per second with a lot of detail and a great dynamic range, but the lack of any sort of stabilization even at 1080p is a pain, and it makes this footage jittery and shaky. The device can shoot 1080p slow-mo at 120 frames per second and 720p super slow-mo at 480 frames per second. However, that's impressive. The front camera maxes out just at 720p. That's something unexpected. Talking about modes, there's a full-fledged Pro mode built into the camera app, so if you're someone who wants to have control over everything on your camera, or you want to go a little bit creative with the way your photos look, you won't be disappointed. Natively, the Nova 3 can shoot raw images. That's what I call Pro. But if you're someone who casually clicks some pictures, just leave everything in the hands of the AI, which detects the scene and adjusts the setting for you. Automatically, and you'll be satisfied with the results more often than not. But to be honest, the AI is something I personally find half-baked as of now, and I keep it off. In some situations, especially when you're shooting plants and stuff with a lot of greens in it, the AI tends to over-sharpen and oversaturate the images. But in scenarios, it works really well and results are great. Audio. The single bottom firing speaker on the bottom of the device, firstly, as I thought, was a bit of a letdown. But to my surprise, it sounds better than most of other smartphones with bottom firing speakers. Paired with a huge screen-to-body ratio and a large display, the device makes a great companion for media consumption. However, if you don't want any interruptions during your media consumption and gaming sessions, Huawei has retained the headphone jack. Just grab a pair and you're good to go. 2018 has all been about the face unlock feature, and Huawei is no slouch either. Huawei has packed in a face unlock system with infrared assist for better face mapping and low light assistance. Within my period of testing, I found the face unlock on this device to be fast and accurate even under low light. If you're a bit skeptical about the face unlock, you can always use the fast and secure fingerprint scanner that's placed on the back of the device. You can even use your fingerprint to lock and unlock the apps and your data on this device. Performance. With the top-end high silicon Kirin 970 SoC, which is an octa-core chipset clocked at 2.36 GHz with a dedicated NPU to handle the AI duties, performance is never an issue. No matter what you throw at it, this device handles everything like a true champ. This device packs in 6 GB of RAM, which makes this device a beast that doesn't even break a sweat. From opening up apps, jumping back and forth between apps, running multiple apps in the background, this beast of a device never lags down. Huawei and gaming don't suit on its own. That was my impression earlier, but the Nova 3 changes this story once and for all. With the GPU turbo technology, no matter what games you throw at it, that should run totally fine. Games like PUBG and Asphalt 9 ran pretty well, with a few frame drops initially. I just hope that the GPU turbo, once it hits, will smoothen things out when firing up heavy games. Almost every single device out there tends to heat up when gaming, and the Nova 3 is no exception. After 25 minutes of gameplay, you'll start to feel the warmth on the back of the phone. Even after extended sessions of gaming, however, this device manages to not heat up so much that it burns you out, making it feel a gamer-friendly device. That's the step in the right direction. The 3750 mAh battery powers this baby up. At first glance, the battery capacity might seem mediocre, but as they say, don't let looks fool you. The device easily lasted an entire day of beating even under heavy usage. Plus, the Kirin 970 is built on the 10nm FineFET process that makes this SoC powerful and power efficient at the same time. At times when you need to juice up your device, this device supports Huawei's supercharge technology that is supposed to be fast, but the included charger in the box will charge up your device from 0 to 100 in 2 hours 20 minutes. I don't know whether it's a fault in our review unit. Verdict. Priced in the premium smartphone segment of smartphones, this device packs in the power of a flagship. A glass back, top-end SoC, top-of-the-line specs, top-notch cameras, and the battery life. Everything is well-rounded, and Huawei has brought a total package of awesomeness packed inside a box that says Huawei Nova 3, at the price of NRS 58,900. It's hard for me not to recommend this smartphone. With the device being out now, what else are you waiting for? Hurry up, bring in some stars in the house, and get yourself a Nova 3. This is Abhijit Shrestha signing off. For more updates, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon so that you never miss out on our future content. With that said, you've been watching E-Nepsters. Thanks for joining, we'll catch you in the next one.